pretty sure all compound leaves. I would bet decent money on all of these being compound leaves. This one as well, but I'm pretty sure this one is not the same tree as the rest of those. I'm guessing that most of these trees, these leaves here, came from at least the same species of tree or similar, like sister species or sort of things. This one's a little bit more different. This one is, I'm not sure what it's considered, but I'm pretty sure this is Virginia creeper. And I will do a little bit more on that later. I think this is also considered a compound leaf. I'm not sure. It's more of a viney thing, so I'm not up on Virginia creeper other than it's a lot all over the place. It's not my favorite plant. I don't have a vendetta against it, but it's not my favorite plant either. Back to the known compound leaves. What am I meaning when I say compound? But these are compound leaves. So they have one point down here. Down here they attach to the tree. I'll get some stills and stuff and throw those in later, what I'm talking about. But they are little leaflets on a bigger leaf sort of thing. And I do believe, I think the central stem thing on a compound leaf is called a rachis, something like that. Can't remember the exact term. But they're kind of like extra complicated leaves, which is why they call them compound. And it is all compound leaves here, and I think they're walnut, butternut, some sort of group like that, because in the same area that all of these leaves were on the ground, there were these kind of like a cross between a pineapple and a football looking thing, but these are probably last year's, and I'm thinking this is what the internal nut eventually develops into. And there's this fleshy outer shell coating thing on there. They almost look kind of like what I remember as horse chestnuts as a kid, but not spiny like them. I ripped apart the smaller greener one that I found maybe a week ago, and it had a really small, almost a cherry pit sized nut thing on the inside. So I'm pretty sure these are immatures that have been storm damaged off the trees. So I'll see. I'm going to keep an eye out and see what they turn into as they develop and grow up on the trees and actually come down when they're mature and more recognizable. All of these leaves are, I do believe the term is pubescent, as in they're hairy, in addition to being compound. You probably can't see very well on there. I'll try to get stills, because I can get better close-up stills. But this is one of the better, health-wise, or at least it hasn't been as lacerated as the other ones, leaves for this group. But it's a compound leaf, and you can also see it's got some serrations on the ends. It doesn't have a smooth margin, it's serrated. And the serrations aren't quite, I wouldn't call that toothed, I'd call it serrated, but depends on, I think, exactly what the person prefers to say, but there's kind of a difference there too. But all of this set of leaves, this one, they're all hairy. They all have that small serration going on the bottom, on the edge of the leaf. Again, hairy, serrated, and I'm not quite to the stage where I start counting veins and stuff, but sometimes that becomes important in identifying certain species. I know birch helps identify different birches by sometimes counting the veins, and in this case it would be veins on the leaflets. These do have varying number of leaflets. Well, no, actually, it looks like all of these have the same number of leaflets except for this little one here. But this one may have been a young leaf and not developed that set of leaflets, or it does look like it's been damaged by something during its growth period, so it could have just grown funny. Sometimes trees will have a varying number of leaflets, like 5 to 7 on there. But as you can see, they all have an odd number of leaflets on them here. And that can also play a part in identifying stuff with compound leaves, because sometimes you'll have one that doesn't have this last leaf there, so it'll be an even number of leaves, and usually this kind of tips out a little bit more at the end to catch more light. These have an odd number,